Hey all, and welcome back to the HSC playthrough of...
The Wonderful 101!
Nailed it, baby. Alright, Richie. What can we expect between each mission here? A little visit to the Wonderful Mart, perhaps?
Well, of course, and it's integral that you do so, because, particularly at this moment in the game, because there are two moves that are absolutely integral. Unite Guts, Unite Spring. They are your way of blocking attacks, and they are also your way of dodging. So get these. They've made it even clearer here that you need to buy them by making them dirt cheap. In the original game, they did cost a bit more money.
It's interesting because it's not like they tell you have to go to the Wonder Mart, so you would be forgiven for just progressing. Which is what I did when I was playing this afternoon, and I got my ass handed to me by a certain shielded enemy. Don't laugh at me, it was a real bad time.
Yeah, it's great that this game provides you with the opportunity to learn as you go. It gives you scope from being able to just go, there you go, have a go, have a play, experience and learn. But then also there is the whole thing of sometimes it just doesn't tell you exactly what you need to know, and it'd be really helpful if it did.
Oh, inconsistent tutorials. The bane of my existence.
But yeah, the thing that I would also say about the Wonderful 101 is that it has a high entry ceiling, admittedly, but the heights to which you can reach to master it are sort of near infinite. Like, once you've clicked with the game and understand its mechanics, you can just go from strength to strength to strength and pull off some truly miraculous manoeuvres.
Unfortunately, none of the GDA tactical
so Tom, what do you think of our little operational viewpoint here to see what we've got to get on with?
This shield sounds pretty, to borrow a word from you, integral to our survival here. Mayhaps we will have to defend it?
I believe so, and I believe it's going to form a big part of our operations throughout the game, because, you know, it's what's protecting the Earth from the Geth Jerk invaders. I mean, just the naming conventions in this game. Mwah, chef's kiss.
So we have Lawrence Nelson here, he's our CO, and any voice actors on the trivia board over there?
Yes, so Lawrence Nelson is voiced by Gideon Emery, who most recently voiced Biggs in the Final Fantasy VII Remake games, and he's also the voice of Steve Fox in, I think, most of the recent Tekken games. He's also done ridiculous amounts of other voice roles over the years. He's on ridiculous number of audio books. He has done theatre and TV and film and everything under the sun. We also have this amazingly icy personality, Alice McGregor, who is voiced by a slightly probably more recognisable voice actor, which is Laura Bailey.
Oh, come on. You may as well have, like, shown me a stone and then a puppy. Which one am I going to react to more?
They got a really, really high calibre voice cast for this game. It's kind of insane considering how niche it was and felt at the time. Like, they got some of voice acting's biggest hitters in for this.
I love that Postman one, hell yes.
Some of these wonderful ones, as I said, iconic. Perfectly random things of hiding items like wonderful figures. Like, who would have thought that you could, you know, send a Wonderline up into an open window to get things?
What are you, stupid? Do you not know how video games work?
The theory for this playthrough is I will show you everything that you can get on a first run through an operation. All of those wonderful figures, all of the wonderful ones, everything else. Best that I can do. So you just saw me use Unite Guts there, so when an enemy comes into attack, one of the best things that you can do is Unite Guts, because what it'll do is the enemy will charge into you and then be flung off. You'll get 200 points, gives you a great chance to counter-attack. It's brilliant. And as you progress further and further into the game, you can get upgrades to Unite Guts that do other brilliant things like healing you every time you Unite Guts.
Oh my god.
Hurting enemies through spikes every time you Unite Guts. It's so useful, perhaps more useful than Unite Spring, which is effectively a way of dodging out of the way.
Yeah.
I'm decent at this game, I'm not incredible, so there are certain times where I will get hit. It will not necessarily be pretty, but it is functional, and it is definitely better than some of the playthroughs of this game that you will have seen on the internet, because, oh boy, when people fail at this, they fail at it.
Well, that was me. This afternoon, like I said, did not have Unite Guts, did not have Unite Spring. So I just went to town on these guys, getting in team attacks, and using Unite Sword to just kind of combo them into submission.
One of the other things to sort of note is that Unite Sword in this game is very useful, and it's very player-friendly in terms of enabling you to cause a lot of damage very quickly. But the thing to note is that it's not necessarily great for your combo score. So it's trying to find the balance for what you want to do. Obviously, the other thing to note is that the bigger you draw your shape, the more wonderful ones you put into your Unite Morph, and that gives you more damage, more points, and all sorts. It's a very complex system, but very intuitive once you get into it. How did you find sort of your initial experiences, apart from obviously the not having the Unite Guts, when it came to this stuff?
It was torturous. Like, I felt I had no control of the characters, it felt very clunky, and I was saying to myself, this doesn't feel right. Like, Rishi has praised this game to high heaven and back, so surely I must be missing something, and lo and behold, yeah, I was missing something.
Yeah, I think your experience of sort of the initial opening moments of this game, sort of from, I would say, this point onwards, is probably relatively common. And I think it's one of the things that Wonderful 101 probably doesn't do quite so well, is because it does just throw you in and just go, there you go, have fun. It can sort of leave you very concerned and unknowing of what the hell's going on. It's only when you sort of realise that, yes, you want to focus on your single player character, because your single player character is who will sort of take damage if you get hit, but actually, as long as you are making the most of the shape of your sort of clump of wonderful ones, you sort of end up being able to clock roughly enough, okay, that's where I am, that's where I need to be.
Ooh, Unite Sword, Wonderful Stinger!
So, this is one of the other great little hidden details that you don't realise because it doesn't tell you about it properly, is that each wonderful one is able to level up individually. So one of the things that you'll see me do throughout this run is that I will open up the second screen, I will change who my lead wonderful ones are, so that I can level them up, because the higher level that your wonderful ones get to, the more moves that you will get. So we got Sword up, so we got Wonderful Stinger, which is a sort of additional move. You basically, I believe it's Wonderful Stinger, Wonderful Rising, and then I think there's something else effectively as you go up. You also increase your health, you increase the amount of wonderful energy that you can get. There's all sorts, and yes, Wonder Beer from Germany, because of course he is.
Well, he's a brewery manager. What, you're not going to take a little sip of your own brew?
Oh, it's... I am so glad that I got to show these off, because they're ridiculous. And here's an instance of the camera switching. So the cue to this is that you have got to look at what's on the... technically, it's on the other wall gives you what the code is, and then you twist these, well actually no, it's on the door, tell a lie, to be able to see the thing, to be able to get the lock open. Obviously, on the original Wii U, great idea. A bit of asynchronous gameplay. It's one of probably the very few games that actually had any gameplay like that. And it was really cool and really fun. Obviously, nightmare for recording when it was on the Wii U, even though you could do the same thing of getting it appearing on the screen. But it's maybe a little bit more clunky now, obviously, because you got to play that way. But it was a really cool and clever idea at the time.
Even when the aliens invade us, we can't get away from gacha.
Of course not, but at least with this gacha, it is consistent with what you pull. Because they've captured people and heroes, and that's what we pull out of it.
Man, you are schmoving through this game, I have to say.
That's what comes with having played it many times. On multiple difficulties, and just generally loving it to pieces. I was so happy when Remastered came out and I got to play it again in sort of higher quality and better performance. As you can probably tell, I'm just gushing. I'm hardly giving Tom time to talk, and I do apologise for that one, because there's just so much pent-up love for this game, and I want other people to love it as much as I do, and I know there are people out there who do, but I just want to get people to love it.
They ain't coming to our channel, I can tell you that. Oh no! Never mind, I was never scared.
Yep, never scared, and also once you've pulled that manoeuvre off, we're actually going to do a bit of fun stuff, because we are going to just jump right off, because there's all sorts of hidden things down here. There's people to pick up, there's fish to catch, because there is a bottle cap for catching schools of fish. The amount of secrets in this game, unreal.
What are these things all about? I tried to open one, but I just couldn't get it to grok.
So it depends entirely on what wonderful ones you need to use. So that was a blue crate, so you need to use Unite Sword to cut it open.
Okay.
There will be red ones where you've got to use Unite Hand to twist a screw on the top, and then there will be similar ones for other Unite morphs that we will get throughout the course of our journey.
Very good. That is just a barrier pipe.
It is. There are times where you really can see where the influence was there. Also, as has also happened in previous community games, secret missions. How would you know to go back over here to find this bloody thing?
What, you don't instinctively double back on yourself? Often wondering, have I done something wrong?
It's just one of those things of this game really does expect you to learn it as you go. One of the things that was said quite a lot actually when they originally came out is that actually the fun really begins on your second run of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that point you've learnt most of your skills, you know how this all works, and you have the opportunity to really sort of interrogate the different elements that you need to do. Like, yeah, another wonderful one, Wonder Diva, just sitting there after you've done that secret mission.
Well, okay. Did we just recruit Celine Dion?
I mean, who says that we did not? I mean, after all, she's alive.
Yes. Yes, she is, Richie. You're not wrong there, mate.
My brain would have tried to make a My Heart Will Go On reference, but it's currently too built on the musical Titanic, which features Celine Dion telling the story of the Titanic, except she's telling the story of the film Titanic.
Oh, this is just getting too layered for me.
It's hilarious, and I love it as a musical. It's so much fun.
You motherfucker! Fucker!
So, if you didn't get Unite Guts, Hoedown is awful. Because what it expects you to do is it expects you to Unite Guts. To do that to it if it charges. But also to fling back its shots. Like that, which is effectively how you get its shield to be broken. There is a very specific timing with being able to Unite Guts that, and you do have to listen for the sound cue. It's difficult to describe. Once you've got it, you've got it. But obviously it becomes a lot more challenging when there are multiple hoedowns, and there are also enemies at a later point that have the ability to do other things that are, when put into combination with that, because you can't Unite Guts them. Oh, that mission's fun.
Yeah, and not everything can be rebounded by Guts, so you kind of have to experiment.
You do indeed, and what I'm currently looking for is I'm looking for another of these open windows, because of course there's things hidden here. So I'm guessing you had a particularly awful time with Hoedown, did you?
Absolutely. I kept trying to get behind him because, like I said, did not have access to those abilities, and oh, the many restarts. The many restarts.
So yes, learn from Tom's pain. Make sure you have Unite Guts going into this.
It's not funny, okay?
Hey, I am allowed to enjoy a little bit of Schadenfreude with this, because I've spent many years on this channel, and this is sort of one of these instances where I get to go, I'm amazing at a particular game. So I can just say, get good.
Well, that's fair, and also you did record the whole thing. I'm just handling the editing.
Yeah, no, this is true, and to be honest, I am very grateful that you're allowing me to gush about my ridiculous superhero game.
Ooh, wonderful steak.
So yes, obviously you can get items that allow you to heal yourself, that allow you to add energy, which allows you to Unite Morph. But obviously, as is... oh, actually, no, tell a lie. If I recall correctly... I can't remember whether this game penalises you for using items or not.
It does, because I picked up a particular rocket item and it said your score will lower.
Ah, so I believe it's the case that you can use certain healing items and certain energy items, but there are other items that you can't use because they will lower the score. Either way, it's a little bit of a nightmare, and generally I do just try to run through this game without using items because that was what was ingrained into me with Bayonetta.
If you had just waited like 2 more minutes, your question would have been answered.
So yeah, so that is definitely one of the items where if you use it, your score will lower. But I do believe with the health items, or the energy items, it's not quite the case. But either way, where possible, we try not to use those in this household because we want to prove that we are masterful gamers and we try not to get hit.
Oh god, another one of you.
Yeah, you'll be seeing a lot of hoedowns throughout the course of this game. Also, oh god, I can't remember the names of the little guys. I'm pretty sure they're Dogu. And I'm pretty sure the slightly bigger guys are Gedi Dogu. The names of the Geth Jerk are all slightly bastardized versions of actual words. There are places that they link to, but I can't remember where they bloody come from.
Cool. Great playthrough, guys. See you next time. Yeah, see, this is how I fought him without guts.
Yeah, I mean, it is sort of past the way of doing it, of trying to fling wonderful ones onto him to slow him down, and then you can sort of pick him up to be able to throw him, is one sort of route, and oh yes, this is one of the great missions that continues after you've beaten all the enemies because it wants you to get to the quick time event, which is slightly terrifying because this is one of the ones I think that is very easy to bugger up.
That's just the Dragon Quest shield.
It is indeed. Or do you mean Fire Emblem?
I'm not entirely sure, because the Fire Emblem is a specific item, but this is just a shield in Dragon Quest, isn't it?
God knows. But yes, we're going to have to use this shield to not get hit. And I have always struggled with this particular section. It's not technically as complicated as it looks. Basically just make sure that the shield is pointing in the direction of the thing that is falling. But for some reason, I think because I just automatically just want to sort of run around very quickly and do things, I always got that overcompensated for things and just usually got hit, and it was frustrating.
Well, there you go. You didn't get pure platinum, and your time left something to be desired, but gold, that's above a passing grade, baby. That is a dream come true for me.
I would say for most people, when you are playing this game, expect a lot of stones and bronzes and silvers. And that is okay, because you're learning.
Very nice.
And also we're going to get another wonderful one out of this. Iconic.
That's the second drunk, but he's a janitor, so that's slightly worse than the brewery manager.
There are a lot of people with alcohol problems in this game. I wonder if Kamiya was trying to tell us something.
Well, he doesn't have a problem, he just has a solution.
Fair. So what would you say to all of these secret missions? Do you find them fun to try and find, or are they just sort of things that just like, how the hell am I meant to even know that this is here?
Yeah, a lot of unintuitive backtracking, which is not necessarily a fault in the game design, because it's secret for a reason. It's wanting you to, to explore, to double back. What you have inspired me to do, get out of it, is to... after we've done recording here, I'm probably going to go back through this first operation and see if I can up my grade.
That is fair, and that is exactly the right approach to take. Just to keep trying and to keep getting better at it. Because, as I said, it's one of those things of... sometimes it takes a while for it to click. Once it clicks, beautiful flow state. But until it does, it can be a really challenging ride.
Oh, this fella.
So this is the Daidogu. And, yeah, he is effectively a mini-boss. And we're going to see a lot of them throughout the course of the game. As you would expect, things in the Wonderful 101 will get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. One of the stories that gets told quite a lot, I think, when it was coming out, was that Wonderful 101 and Bayonetta 2 were getting developed at the same time. So the two teams that were working on both of them were effectively constantly trying to one-up each other in terms of how epic things could get. I would make the argument that the Wonderful 101 team won that, but it's certainly a fun thing to witness.
Kind of like a Lego man underneath.
My combo was pretty appalling on that one.
Ooh.
A Kakurega, which are in effect the Alfheims and Muspelheims from Bayonetta.
Okay.
Particular fun challenges, always combat challenges, to test your skills. In the original game, if you failed, you could retry, but then that counted as a death on your ranking. However, if you failed, exited, and then went back in, that didn't count as a death. I don't know why, it never made sense to me. Thankfully for this version of the game, they fixed that, so if you choose to retry whilst in a Kakurega, it doesn't count as a death. Thank God. So the amount of loading that is required is infinitely less than what I had to put up with when I originally recorded this and tried to do all the Kakurega, and had absolute nightmares on some of them, so feel sorry for me.
I won't. I just noticed, are we all red right now?
Yes, so in the Kakurega, I believe that, yeah, you all just end up in red colour, because I think that is the colour for player 1, because this effectively uses some of the multiplayer mode elements,
right.
Because when you sort of play that mode, this is one of the arenas that you fight in, effectively. So I believe that the player 1 colour is red, so it just automatically assigns you red for everyone. It's the way that you're meant to be able to tell which set of ridiculous number of people you are when there's 4 of you playing at once.
So did you have to perfect that to get a platinum on the damage rating? Because I noticed you took -1 point of damage.
Yes, so the way to get pure platinum is obviously not get hit, get the your time down, and get your combo highest. Every pip of damage will knock you down, and it's what makes the Kakurega very challenging at times. There is one in particular that I will forever say is my least favourite Kakurega, because it is exceptionally difficult. And in my original run of the game on my solo channel, I didn't beat it. I just had to call it quits. Hopefully this time, things will go a little bit differently. But it's going to be a very, 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 very long time before you see that one.
Yeah.
Yes, we are slowly but surely winding our way towards the end of this particular operation. They're very long, these operations, and it's great because you get to really dig into a level. But sometimes, oh boy, they can last a while.
So get ready for all the tangents, all the hijinks, all the better than a bare bulb-isms.
I suppose that opens up an interesting topic of conversation. What would you say is your optimum level length for games like this?
Like this. 10 to 15 minutes of gameplay, another 10 minutes of, like, cutscenes.
Fair. So, yeah, I would be inclined to agree that I think 30 minutes tends to be... If you also sort of include, like, jumping about and exploring in that as well.
Yes.
I think, yeah, that tends to be about a reasonable amount for me as well. And to be fair, this game, at least to begin with, does tend to sit around that for most of the operations, but let me tell you, we are going to get to a few that are about an hour long, and they are long, and they are challenging.
Well, we'll just have to cope, I guess.
We'll cope, it'll be fine, and to be honest, the environments throughout this game are really different and really exciting, so that there's a lot to be discussed. Also, do you want to jump off another bridge?
Sure. I'm gonna need you to do better on the next encounter, mate, because Silver, I think not.
I know, I tried. I mean, there is one thing that does slightly traumatise me that I believe I didn't do in this particular recording. I'll bring it up when we get to the specific moment, but it's one of the easiest bottle caps to get, and I bloody missed it, like a fool.
It's okay, I missed every single secret.
But we are about to attempt to get what is... well, I'm not in a great position to try and get this particular secret, which is going to increase our health. but I'm going to attempt it anyway, and you can laugh at me in my attempt to do so.
We'll see what's what.
First, we have to take down 2 hoedowns at the same time, which, you know, great fun!
I think I remember my original run fighting these guys without guts or jump.
I bet that was horrific.
God damn.
It was not going well, and right now you can see I am indeed using a health item, and that indeed gives me the confidence that, yes, thankfully you're able to use these and not get penalised, so thank God for that.
Yeah, I've never really liked that in action games, but maybe that's just my plebeian tastes dictating things.
It's one of those things, I get it with wanting to sort of be able to prove how good and epic and powerful you are, but also, yeah, this kind of thing is just a really helpful accessibility feature at the end of the day, because there's a lot going on in these fights. Like, being able to dodge every attack takes time to be able to develop that level of skill and understanding of how all of these enemies work and interact, and being able to see everything coming at once. Like, good lord, you have to know what's going on.
And the fact everything is isometric, this was a sticking point for me when I originally played. It still plays like a regular Platinum game, but you have to lock into a whole new perspective, and given that there is so much going on screen, sometimes you may end up losing track of where you are.
Yeah, and it is a challenge, but as I said, once you get in that flow state, it's there. But even in flow state, it's still very easy to sometimes get your ass handed to you when you're not paying attention.
Just what we need.
Yep, a giant helmet. And I was just like, why isn't this working? It's because it needed to finish falling over. We're going to use this to run, and not get completely destroyed.
Sorry about the people back there, but we're built different.
Here we go, off on our little quest to get the health pickup that I want, but it's going to take me a little bit of finagling to get up there, because what I really need is I need Wonder Rising, which is a way of getting multiple jumps to get up here, but because what Unite Hand is fire resistant and can get you fire, you're able to sort of do a double jump and a bit of an attack, and that can just get you onto the ledge, which is where you get Wonder Judo and a Hero Heart Fragment.
Nice.
So definitely recommended to come and get those if you can, but yes, it can be quite the challenge to get there if you are not prepared to have a little bit of fun.
I have like a fleeting memory of us recording the previous attempt at this run and you getting that secret. Yes,
I definitely believe on that last run I did get that secret. I can't remember how. I believe it might have been even worse than that attempt of I kept having to effectively just force myself to get up there. It took forever. I mean, very much like I remember that when we recorded Okami, there was one bit where I had to try and double jump up a wall that was particularly challenging to take, and it took me a very long time to do so.
I don't recall that one, but my soul does.
Here we go, the final fight of this operation, and actually one of the first cutscenes that we ever saw from the wonderful 101 when it was Project P100.
Ah, yes.
And everyone looked at it and went, what the hell is this low poly mess? Yeah, everyone was very confused when this game first got announced. Easy bottle cap to get. Once I believe this is over, recruit the guy and the lady who ran off. Really easy to get, but also obviously really easy to miss, because I completely do.
So this guy just spits poison, right?
Spits poison, tries to jab you with his sort of whip, scorpion tail thing, flings stuff all over the place. Can be quite a challenging enemy, also has the ability to sort of come in and block itself off. Can be a tough one.
Oh, you're pretty much whomping his ass.
Doing my best. I got his weapon!
Huzzah!
Always fun to use these.
That's very Bayonetta.
It really is. Oh no, I did remember. Yay! I think it's because I had forgotten on one run.
Take it out on the other guys.
Exactly, because, yeah, she was very not happy with him for running and leaving without her.
Seems topical for some reason. Anyway, that's the that's the end of the operation.
Yes, it is the end once I manage to get this bloody secret. Or not.
God bless you, Rich. Also, the wonderful Mar is a physical place, and we got a platinum. Mwah.
Get in!
Alright, folks, we'll see you next time when Operation 001 continues in the wonderful 101.